Vietnam's decision to purchase up to 30 K9A1 self-propelled howitzers from South Korea at a cost of approximately $300 million marks more than a simple acquisition of military technology. It is a strategic turning point, signaling a shift in the country's defense posture and raising critical questions about the evolving security landscape across Southeast Asia. The K9A1, designed to NATO standards, can strike targets as far as 54 kilometers away, unleashing multiple rounds in quick succession with impressive accuracy and mobility. For Vietnam, the move away from a passive defensive strategy towards proactive deterrence is both timely and calculated, reflecting deep changes in the regional balance of power. The timing of this purchase is not coincidental. For decades, Vietnam's artillery has relied on vintage systems such as the M101 and M114, reliable in their time, but now unable to meet the demands of modern warfare, where speed, precision, and maneuverability are paramount. The regional context has also grown increasingly tense. China's expanding military footprint in the South China Sea, the militarization of artificial islands, and the deployment of advanced rocket artillery have all underscored the urgency for Vietnam to bolster its own defenses. International sanctions on Russia, traditionally Vietnam's main arms supplier, have complicated procurement and maintenance, prompting Hanoi to diversify its defense partnerships. South Korea offered an effective, cost-efficient, and politically viable alternative. The K9A1's long-range, rapid-fire capability, integrated GPS, and adaptability to Vietnam's varied terrain made it the clear choice. But this is about more than hardware. Vietnam's broader vision includes modernizing its forces, developing self-reliance, and enhancing operational flexibility. This vision is supported by officer training in Korea, the establishment of domestic logistics networks, and technology transfer agreements that will allow for local assembly and maintenance. Beneath the surface, however, lies a complex web of external influence. Recent tensions along the Cambodian border, marked by provocative actions and a refusal by Phnom Penh to de-escalate, are unlikely to be independent. China's quiet but significant investment in Cambodian military infrastructure, training, and aid has effectively turned the country into a soft fortress in Indochina. The strategy is clear: to stretch Vietnam's resources, force it to divide its attention between the maritime and western land borders, and to indirectly pressure Hanoi through proxies. This geopolitical tug-of-war is felt most acutely by ordinary people, soldiers stationed along the border, and civilians in provinces like An Giang, Long An, and Tay Ninh now face economic hardship and insecurity. Once thriving cross-border communities are now marked by suspicion and restricted movement. For those who remember the days of Vietnamese-Cambodian solidarity in the late 1970s, today's tensions are a bitter reminder of how rapidly alliances can shift. Recent reports from defense analysts and industry publications confirm that Vietnam is finalizing the K9A1 deal, which includes not only the howitzers, but also K-10 ammunition vehicles, comprehensive training, and significant technology transfer. High-level visits by Vietnamese officers to observe live-fire exercises in Korea underscore the seriousness of this undertaking. Satellite imagery and intelligence also indicate China's continued military expansion at Cambodia's Ream Naval Base, reinforcing concerns about a two-front security dilemma for Vietnam. Yet the acquisition is about more than the guns themselves. It is about creating a complete combat ecosystem, integrating self-propelled artillery, reconnaissance drones, and long-range rocket systems, much like the approaches used by Israel and Poland. This will allow Vietnam to establish a mobile coastal fire arc capable of monitoring and, if necessary, deterring threats from the sea. Looking ahead, the impact is likely to be profound. Vietnam's artillery forces will gain NATO-level proficiency and could expand their mobile units to cover strategic southern coastlines. Success with the K9A1 could pave the way for acquiring longer-range systems like the K239 Chunmoo, and possibly local production of artillery modules, reducing costs and increasing self-sufficiency. Regionally, this may spark an arms race, with other ASEAN countries reevaluating their own capabilities. China could respond by escalating tensions in the Spratly Islands or along Vietnam's western borders, while the United States and its allies may see Hanoi as an increasingly important strategic partner, offering new opportunities but also diplomatic risks. Ultimately, Vietnam's K9A1 purchase is not just a military upgrade. It is a declaration of intent, a move from passive defense to active regional engagement, and a crucial first step in redefining its strategic position in a rapidly changing Southeast Asia.